Welcome to Dr. P.C. Verma Economist YouTube class, YouTube economics class. In this class, we discuss subject matter of UPSC IAS examination, Indian Economic Service examination, Reserve Bank of India Officers Grade examination, and Bihar Public Service Commission, Bihar State Finance Service. In all these cases, economics is optional paper and that requires in-depth study. So today I'm discussing about public finance, balanced budget commitment, and unbalanced budget in the economy. Franklin D. Roosevelt's electoral campaign of 1932 on a balanced budget commitment. We all know that 1930 is famous for Great Depression. In the USA, UK, Germany, 160 lakh people became unemployed in the USA in 1932, 32. 60 lakh people unemployed in Germany, 30 lakh people unemployed in UK. This is called 1930s. That starts from 1929 to 1933. This period is considered to be Great Depression of 30s. Franklin D. Roosevelt, President of USA, invited John Maynard Keynes, Cambridge professor, come to USA and make a diagnosis of the problems of Great Depression and there is a need for prescription, how to correct it. Keynes came to United States and after studying different cases, he suggested Franklin Roosevelt that you deviate from the balanced budget to unbalanced budget. That means create fiscal deficit, use public debt for more and more expenditure in order to generate employment possibilities. They are very, very short run, and long run objectives to end the problem of depression and unemployment. In very short run, how can we give employment? How can we provide employment to unemployed people, 160 lakh in the USA? Keynes suggested digging the hole in the gold mines. This line is written in the book, The General Theory of Employment, Interest and Money, published in 1936. But I'm talking about 1932 and 33. At that time, book was not published, but book was written by Keynes, and he had in mind what he wanted to communicate to the world. He refused to accept the concept of laissez-faire, which Adam Smith propounded, and that continued even in the Marcellian period and classical period, neoclassical period. Keynes said that first thing to cure unemployment, that you abandon, remove free economy concept and start government intervention. Keynes says that forget classical fiscal commitment, classical fiscal religion, leave it, and start a new era of fiscal deficit. Keynes was propounder of fiscal deficit through public debt management. And this is not acceptable to James M. Buchanan, who was awarded Nobel Prize in economics for his public choice policy and decision-making process. Buchanan is not in favor of Keynesian approach. Buchanan said that fiscal deficit by the country like USA through the increasing public debt, this will lead to the burden to the posterity, future generation. And therefore it is not good. James M. Buchanan, Nobel Prize winner economist, he said that there should be direct role of Federal Reserve System, central bank, printing notes and increase public expenditure to create employment and to increase the rate of economic growth. So Keynes was supporter of fiscal deficit, supporter that government may take public debt and that burden will be on future generation. But present generation will enjoy it. And that was done by Franklin D. Roosevelt. Of course, he was in a starting 1932 electoral campaign. He talked about balanced budget commitment. Because balanced budget is the concept of classical fiscal constitution, classical fiscal regime. So classical fiscal commitment was in favor of balanced budget. But Keynes was in favor of an unbalanced budget, more government expenditure, more government interference for quick creation of employment opportunities for 160 lakh Americans unemployed during depression period of 1930s, between 1929 to 32 during this period. And Franklin Roosevelt, D. Roosevelt president, had to face election in 1932 and he was a winner. And as I remember, he became president for 3 continuous years, or even 4 continuous years. But it was very, very long duration. You check it. Because he was there in IMF, IBRD creation in the Bretton Woods Conference in New Hampshire in the USA, where Keynes was also invited by Franklin Roosevelt, President of USA. And Keynesian view of more and more government interference, more and more government expenditure for increasing employment and growth of the economy. When USA was facing the problem of mass unemployment due to retrenchment from the worker, from the companies, shutdown of the companies, because companies were run by private sector, and private sector enterprise are very much interested in profit. Private enterprise owners are always interested in profit expectation. If expectations is positive, they will invest. If the expectation is not there, they would not invest. At that time, Keynes suggested that American government should come forward and play the role of investors, play the role of enterprise, give employment. Keynes suggested if you want quick employment, very, very short period, then there is only solution: digging holes in gold mines, give job. And there are many gold mines there in Colorado, Dakota, California, Nevada, Colorado, gold mines. Because no American would like to take as a beggar money from the government. They would not like. They want job. Then the job immediately can be given in the gold mines. This suggestion was by James Keynes. He said in the short run, very, very short run, very, very short run, digging holes in gold mines give job, and they will go to the, every day they will get dollar. That dollar will be spent in the market, and the market which is flooded by commodities not sold because of the unemployment, market will gradually be, products will be consumed. And as soon as their demand increases, private entrepreneurs are like that bird which are for profit expectations. If there is positive expectations and profits are coming, overstocking is now reduced, and now there is a scarcity, so they want to produce. They will call on telephone their workers, not like in our country, BPSC, UPSC. On telephone, hire, and on telephone, fire. Hire and fire policy. And the country developed. So, Keynesian suggestion was very, very short run employment generation through digging holes in gold mines. This is line which he has written in his book, The General Theory of Employment, Interest and Money. Digging holes in gold mines. And thereafter, several thousand bridges were constructed. This is short run. I talk first one, very short run. Very short run, immediate, and short run, road construction, railway line replacement, government buildings, parks, roads, school buildings, recreation buildings, and money will be spent by taking public debt. Government will pay interest on it. And that interest will go to the future generation. Posterity. Not immediately you have to pay interest. That was his method. This method was good at the time of 1930. And that is known as Keynesian revolution. Keynesian economics. Worldwide it has been taught. In 1936, his book was published. He applied his material in the book before publication in the US economy. And it was published in 1936. Then all over the world it was thought that this is a prescription to remove unemployment or to boost up the growth rate by taking public debt and paying its repayment in future generation. Future generation will face the problem of repayment, not the present generation. This was challenged by James M. Buchanan. He rejected this. In 1977, onward, Keynesian revolution gradually evaporated. Every government wanted to have balanced budget. And therefore, it is said that Keynesian revolution started in 1930s Great Depression by Keynes, accepted by different countries of the world. But by 1977, the importance of Keynesian method reduced. And new Keynesian economics appeared. Neo-Keynesian economics appeared. Post-Keynesian economics appeared. James M. Buchanan said that after 1977, gradually balanced budget is considered to be ideal one. And that I am showing the title, Franklin Roosevelt's Electoral Campaign of 1932 on a Balanced Budget Commitment. Look there. Because in 1932, Keynesian theory had just to start. But the past public finance were classical public finance regime. Classical public finance regime were in favor of balanced budget. And that is followed by Franklin Roosevelt in 1932 election. But by 1936, book of Jenkins printed. The whole world it was purchased. I had also purchased it in 1972 when I was a student of postgraduate. Personal copy. Marshallian book, personal copy. This gives very much a strength. As you read Bhagavad Gita, give you a strength. This Marshall's book and Keynesian book will also give you a strength. This is academic, and that is Sanatani views. So, Franklin Roosevelt electoral campaign of 1932 on a balanced budget commitment, but gradually by the influence of James Keynes, because President invited James Keynes. Franklin Roosevelt invited James Keynes to come to USA and suggest first diagnosis and prescription. In UPSC question will be asked, what is the diagnosis of the Keynes and what is the prescription of the Keynes about the Great Depression? How to solve it? So views of James M. Buchanan book, Democracy in Deficit, is about the Lord Keynes. Those who have library facility in Delhi must read Democracy in Deficit book about Lord Keynes, written by Nobel Prize winner economist Jameson Buchanan. Now we discuss this approach of balanced budget commitment and how it is transformed to unbalanced budget commitment. During 1930-31, in the USA, the tax increase was apparently not sufficient to stifle political criticism. Not sufficient to stifle political criticism. Franklin D. Franklin D. Roosevelt based his electoral campaign of 1932. on a balanced budget. Commitment. And he severely he severely criticized criticized Herbert Hoover Herbert Hoover for the fiscal for the fiscal irresponsibility. Responsibility responsibility that the budget that the budget deficits reflected. Budget deficits reflected in a radio address in July 1932. For instance, for instance, Roosevelt said, let us have the courage to stop stop borrowing continuing deficits revenues must cover expenditure. Must cover expenditure by by one means or another. Any government, any government, like any family, like can for a year yes, a little more, a little more than it earns, than it earns. But you and I know that a continuation of that habit means